This is the Second Chance at Health podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Brad Hassig. Come join me as we remove confusion from the hottest health topics by discussing the latest research, along with what we've seen with thousands of our patients and amongst our community, family, friends, and people all over the nation and world. Let's dig in. Hey, this is Dr. Brad Hassig with the Second Chance at Health podcast. Today's episode is number 21, Ignite Your Energy. We're going to start with the Bible verse of the podcast, Isaiah 40, verse 31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. How appropriate is that? I am on fire. I attended a great seminar this past Saturday, sponsored by Standard Process. It was Dr. David Hassig. Just so many. If you've ever, sometimes you're in continuing ed, and it's good stuff, and your attention kind of waxes and wanes a little. This doc was phenomenal, was just dropping clinical pearls left and right. I mean, writer's cramp all day, just writing down things. I've loved and studied nutrition, since I was in my teens. And so I really, really enjoy it, what it can do for your body, how it can help you perform better, think better, live better. And it was just, there was so much stuff. So it was a no-brainer. I was like, I've got to share as much of this as I can with you. I'll have to bring some of the stuff down, some of the specific clinical dosages of things like that. You do need to be under doctor care to get, but I can give you some of the different things that you can try. If anyone ever has interest in this specific things and they do want that information from me, I'm glad to help. I have people from all over the country that are listening and enjoy the podcast. Friends, family, patients, acquaintances, their friends, family, what have you. So if anyone ever has that, feel free. What you can do is you can set up a call or an email. Reach out to me, message me, email me. We can set up what I've done for a lot of people is just set up Zoom calls, brief Zoom calls, kind of give me your history, what you have going on, where we can kind of establish, I have to establish a relationship before I can start making specific recommendations. The company that I'm going to talk to a lot about that Standard Process, you can set up patient direct things where once I've had a chance to talk to you, we're able to then you can order certain things directly. So as you hear things, always reach out to me. I have to monitor. I can kind of give different levels of access to the different vitamins, supplements, the herbs. They're very powerful. These are clinical doses of things. And so especially with the herbs, you've got to be very careful. You have to know what you're doing. Don't just see something on Google or TikTok or Facebook. Hey, I'm going to try this. Hey, Susie, my neighbor, said she was doing this. You've got to know what you're doing, because there absolutely can be drug interactions. Certain things, St. John's wort, for example, is something that can enhance. It's used as a synergist with a lot of things. It can enhance the effectiveness not only of other herbs, which it's great for, but medications. So you need to be very, very careful with those things. That's why you should be under, whether it's me or somebody else, you should be under doctor supervision when you're doing these, especially when you're getting into medicinal doses of these. And like I said, I'm not going to go into specific dosages of things here today, just that wouldn't be appropriate. But I'm going to give you some ideas of things to try. They're very frequently the dosages that we recommend with patients are a lot higher than, something that you're going to see on a bottle. And it's crazy. In the seminar, they said the number one seller of supplements in the country is Costco. Which is, I guess it's great that people are taking things, but the quality of the product that you're getting for some things, there's some vitamins, vitamins are vitamins, vitamin C, certain things like that. There's, even with that, there's cofactors. It's always better to get a whole food source. I will argue with any nutritionist, anytime, anywhere, the standard American diet does not provide the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that that everyone needs. If it was 1900, sure. Our grandparents and great grandparents by all means, but you look at for guys, testosterone levels and things like that, the body fat percentages, and you look at the current state of America, and that kind of settles that debate about our diet. So let me just jump right in. I'm going to go through a lot of these. It should, hopefully in the transcript, this will have a lot of the stuff, because if you're listening, it may be tough to follow on YouTube. If you're looking at these a lot of times in a transcript of this may have, the things where you can, if I'm talking a little fast, to be able to go back and look these up. If you have questions, as always, send me a message. I'm glad to help with that. So for acute energy types of issues, one of the first things that we're going to look at is you need to try to help your body tolerate the different stresses and things that are going to, kind of zap your body of energy. So one of the best things that you can use for that is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is an incredible herb. I love, once again, and I'll give you some of the stats on these things. Standard process, ashwagandha forte is incredibly powerful. Always look at, when you're looking at supplements, don't just look at how much ashwagandha is in there. You're going to look at, there's going to be specific active ingredients that are in there. And that's the only thing that matters, is how much of those are in there. So, for instance, Standard Process has 2 different ashwagandha products that they offer. They have a ashwagandha complex and a forte. The forte is 4 times more concentrated than what the complex is, because the complex has more things in it, so it's not just trying to give you a bunch of that. So anyway, if you're under severe stress, and then for a maintenance dose, ashwagandha is one of the first things that I'm going to recommend to try and help you get your stress under control. Which, as we're regulating stress, we're going to help regulate cortisol. Cortisol, as I've talked about before, is neither good nor bad. It is a necessary hormone in the body. It should be in proper balance. There's a graph, there's a curve. When we do stress metabolic profiles on people, there is a graph throughout the day that you should have. You should have more in the morning, and then the graph comes down during the day. You want it lower. It allows you to wake up in the morning, but then later on in the day, you want it to come down, which is going to allow you to go to sleep and stay asleep, which is very important. So then we're going to get into a few things. Adrenal fatigue. If you don't have the support of things like ashwagandha, you're going to start to get some adrenal fatigue. There are some great adrenal products. Once again, I love with Standard Process, they actually have desiccated adrenals. So you're getting glandular types of things. Like I said, I can't give specific dosages on this just because I would be entering into a doctor-patient relationship. Can't do that. But that's something that's going to help support the adrenals. There's another RNA, ribonucleic acid. This is basic science. This is chemistry. This is going to help even with the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, the energy part of the cell. So many people are deficient. This was one, even in the testing that we were doing at the seminar, I've taken it for a long time. I wasn't taking near enough. I failed. There's 3 things that we looked at for that. There's a balance test. There's a simple balance test where you're standing, arms out to your side, eyes open, lift one leg and seeing if you can maintain balance. Then close your eyes and see if you can maintain that balance. And you're going to alternate legs to see you do that. I failed it. That was humbling. It was great because then there's something. If there's something that's broken, there's something you can work on with that. So that's balance test. Cold hands, cold feet. Boom. I've had that for years. That was something. RNA, obviously there's some musculoskeletal stuff, thoracic outlet syndrome, overdevelopment of the trap muscles, anterior scalenes, some of that years of lifting, things like that, poor posture, workplace posture, things like that can contribute for sure. Cervical, as a chiropractor, cervical issues, that neurovascular compression, that can definitely start to contribute to cold hands as well. but that's something that you see in RNA deficiency. So balance difficulty, cold hands, and the third one, word recall, remembering names. Boom, ding, ding, ding. That's something that I've struggled with, especially after my incident. That's something that I had issues with, RNA deficiency, all those things that kind of show for that. So that's something that you can use. Another factor, so we've got adrenal, RNA, and then another one is Rhodiola ginseng. This is rhodiola, and then you're going to have Korean ginseng. These are things that tend to really, really help with energy that are phenomenal to use. So these are just different things that you can kind of try with this. You need to make sure that your B vitamins and trace minerals are also at proper levels. Those things are going to help support those other areas, your adrenals, support energy centers in your body. So that's something we want to make sure that your B vitamins and trace minerals are where they should be. Make sure that obviously thyroid function is functioning properly. That's something, once again, to get back to the RNA, is something that's going to help with that as well. There's a couple things. Let's see. Definitely your fish oils. And once again, with fish oil, you're looking at EPA and DHA. This is for brain function, but this is also going to inflammation. This is also going to be for energy. So we need to make sure that those are where they need to be. Standard Process is a great product. Old Prima, EPA, DHA, a combination of that. It's terrific. I love. Once again, for brain health, they've got some other terrific products. Cod liver oil is another one that's great. The thing I love with if you get good, very good products, and once again, you're taking medicinal doses of these things. Once you get into these areas, it's not going to be cheap, and it shouldn't be. If it's cheap, it's probably not good. These, I know with fish oil, a lot of times people kind of get that, hey, I burp up. I'm burping up the taste of that. That's nasty. So you want to get a good product, if nothing else, so that you're not burping up fish oil. That's gross. There's with B vitamins, as we're talking about that, something they have a great one called B Vitality with CoQ10. CoQ10 became very popular during COVID. That combination is great for people that are on statins, which so many people are on that. So that's something to consider if you're having that. You'll notice with those statins a lot of times, then your energy levels are going to come down because your B vitamins are lower than they should be. Then we're going to get into insulin resistance. We've talked about this a little bit. What does insulin do? Insulin is a very powerful hormone. It does a lot. People that are going to be insulin resistant, which it's so many. When we test people, our functional medicine patients, the vast majority of the people are insulin resistant. We're seeing type 2 diabetes, type 3 as you're getting into cognitive impairment, and just, the pre-diabetes. But so many people are rolling into this right now. Insulin, the best way to describe this in a quick, non-clinical term is insulin is going to be the keys that unlock the energy cell for blood sugar to get into your cells, energy to get into your cells. You can have all the circulating. What happens is people are eating. If you become insulin resistant, you bog down the liver, you bog down the pancreas from years of eating too much sugar, and almost everyone is guilty of this. Not just sugar, highly processed foods, which are going to be chock full of sugar and simple carbohydrates. You're not able to get that circulating sugar into the cell. That's what insulin's going to do. So if you have the sugar, but it's not getting in, it's just going to be circulating. It's wreaking havoc. And that's when you're starting to get these type 2 diabetes. Then you're getting into with that the just complete lack of energy and all the other hormonal issues. For people with very mild conditions of this, things, black cumin is a terrific product that you can use. Very, very important for fat metabolism. Then if you have more severe things, Standard Process has a tremendous product called Metabol Complex. Great Metabol, great for metabolic activity. It's also, I know working with patients, it's terrific for helping to decrease sugar cravings. If nothing else, that's worth its weight in gold. I've had people, especially you women, addicted to chocolate. I want to have my chocolate every night. I had one person in particular, and she was so disciplined with everything else, but she was just sabotaging her progress, and we got her started on that, and it just turned everything around for her. That was amazing. So give that a try. Mild cases black cumin. If you're having more severe things, that we can look at Metabol with that. Boy, I'm hitting you with a lot. I'm so excited. It's such a good, I feel like when I'm exposed to information like that, I genuinely feel blessed. And my thought was, I can't wait to share this. I always want to give anyone that's listening, I want to give you the best of what I have. The best information that I have, stuff that I'm going to be using myself, that I'm going to be using with my family. And so I want to give that to you. Two other things that I'm gonna say: the mood food combo, that standard process, Cataplex B Core. That's their top B supplement, and then Easy Max. Easy Max or Easy Mag, excuse me, is their natural magnesium supplement, and it is. I kind of slept on it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm really glad that they went through and talked about it this weekend. I'm a big proponent of, if you're having muscle soreness with our patients, we're going to have them use magnesium lactate. That's great for cramps, muscle soreness. For sleep, I've always been a big fan of magnesium glycinate or threonate. Those are kind of the highest ones that are going to cross into cross the blood-brain barrier. Easy Mag from Standard Process. Okay, so it's food-based. Green leafy greens. 6 tablets is the equivalent of 1 pound of green leafy vegetables. Just absolutely crazy that you have so much of that. How many people are getting, Swiss chard to the levels that they're getting. And let's see, the other, what is it? Is it beetroot? I believe that's what that is. I'll see that one. But so that's that combination of those things is going to be really, really good for you. That B vitamin and making sure that you're getting magnesium. It was crazy to see the amount. It's not, once again, not how much magnesium is in there. It's how much crosses the blood-brain barrier and getting to the brain. That's going to help with the muscles activity. It's also going to help with sleep. The better sleep you get, the more energy you're going to have. So that is, I think those were the biggest ones. Anemia, there was some great stuff. Chlorophyll and iron were things that were going to be really big. So if somebody's got any issues with that, contact me. Anyone, I genuinely mean this. I'm glad to help. I'm here to help. Any way I can guide, whether it's people I see every day or people I haven't seen in years and years. I'm glad to help with this. So, touch base with me and let me know how I can help you with that. I think that was, I'm sitting here going through my notes. You can tell I'm excited. I'm excited to share this. I think this is really going to help. I would be remiss if I did not talk about their newest product, which is phenomenal, Neurogenics. It is the only product that they have that's going to decrease inflammation and also have tissue healing, the effect in it, tissue and bone repair, which is, just absolutely phenomenal. It has a great delivery system for turmeric, boswellia, and then gotu kola is going to be really good for tissue and bone repair. These are the gold standards for those things. That is it's not cheap. It's expensive. You take it for brief periods of time. If you have issues, if you know somebody has issues with, I think of it for joint and nerve, the tissue damage, and you're needing to decrease inflammation and increase tissue healing, which once again, by doing that's going to have more energy for other things. Your energy is finite in your body. It's just like when you're sick. Why are we so exhausted? Why do we need to sleep more? It's going to your immune system. Your body is always going to shift energy to where it's needed, whether it's needed for physical, chemical, or emotional stresses, fighting off immune issues, things like that. So the more that we can do to support our body, we're not robbing it from one area, the energy, to try and put out fires in other areas. So that's the best. Yeah, man, I hit with a lot with that. That was really good. That's all right. That was what I had from the seminar. It had a lot more and was very clinical. I won't geek out on the more of it, but those were the highlights of what I wanted to go over in terms of energy. Try those things out. If you have any questions, please contact me, message me, let me know. I'm always glad to help, and I'm always glad anyone that wishes for it. I have a lot of friends, family all over the country that I've set up standard process accounts for, and then I just kind of give them guidance on what they need, what their family needs, and I'm glad to do that for anybody else that needs it. Give this a try, and let me know how it works. Take care.